Hi, this is part 4 of my I Married a Psychopath, and so it began. 2002 in March, he was in a car accident. He was 3 times the legal limit drunk. He was driving home from an American Legion post on the other side of town in our brand new car. We'd only had it 6 months when he ran into a parked police car. He called me the next morning. He had been arrested, and I was pissed. I had no idea he had crashed the car. Well, he made bail. I went and picked him up. I was furious. I told him, well, I'm not buying you another car. Your license is now suspended for at least a year. So we went through all the things where he had to go to traffic school, see a parole officer. It was just a whole litany of things. And I made sure that everything got taken care of, because that's my job. I was his wife. When I asked him what had happened, he said, oh, you know how it is when you go to post whatever. They pour strong drinks. I only had 1 drink. I'm like, you are 3 times the legal limit. No, it's their fault. He took no responsibility. And he didn't even tell me that the car was crashed. And until I found it myself, I went to, one of the cards he had was to the tow company that took the car. And so I went there and I asked to see the car so I could take personal property out of it. Well, actually, I thought I was going to go pick the car up. And the man said, oh, you can't take that. It's totaled. And I said, what? Are you kidding me? He goes, no, it's go in the back and see. And sure enough, I took all of our possessions and found out that it was totaled. And I always used to carry my camera with me. And so I took my camera and took pictures, and when I got home, he's like, I told you. No, you didn't. I'd remember if you had told me. Yes, I did. You just don't remember. That was a common thing. Telling me things like, I told you, when he didn't, to try and make me think that I was losing my mind. Anyway, so that was in March. Come along towards October, and it is Columbus Day weekend. It's a Friday night, and he comes home. Me and Ian are sick, and he had to do something over at the Legion that night. And he came in, got his stuff, and left. And I was like, all right, whatever. So what happened then was I didn't see him again till Monday. I called people. No one knew. I said, I was sick. I didn't have a chance to do anything. And they were like, we have no idea. Last time we saw him was when he was in the back hall, blah, blah, blah. Well, by Sunday, I was more than a little pissed off. And I broke into his email accounts. And that's when I found out that my husband was not only cheating on me, but he was sleeping with at least, at that time, 7 to 10 women. I saw pictures I never wanted to see. I read about situations I never wanted. And I replied to all of these women from his account and said, hey, this is his wife. If you have him, keep him. I don't want him anymore. One such woman called me on the phone. She said, please don't call me bitch. I'm not sleeping with your husband. I never have. I have a husband of my own, but he is here at my house. And he has been since Friday when he got fired. Now, at this point, I had no idea he'd been fired. I said, what do you mean he got fired? Oh, you don't know? No, I don't. Well, he had pornography on his work computer, and that got him fired. Oh, okay. And so she proceeded to more or less guilt me into taking him back. And I never should have. I should have stayed firm. But I forgive too easily. And so he came home. And he proceeded to tell me how every bit of it was my fault. I loved Ian too much. I treated Ian better than I treated him. We never have sex anymore. Well, we never have sex anymore because if I don't initiate it, we don't have sex. And there were lots of times I initiated and the man was too tired because I now find out he was screwing all these other women. Anyway, that being said, I went into guilt mode and we're going to fix this mode. And so we talked, or I should say I talked. He mostly gave me the blank stare. And I was eaten up with guilt. He even blamed me. Now, I didn't mention this before, but I almost died having our child. And he blamed me for that. It took me a long time to recover from nearly dying and the C-section. And he told me, you know, after Ian was born, it was just, you expected me to do everything. I'm like, whoa, I didn't expect you to do anything. Just help me. I was exhausted all the time. I almost died, and it was my fault. I shouldn't have almost died. And he told me he was jealous of our son. That hurt. That really hurt. I wasn't giving him enough love. Oh well. And I told him, okay, well, you need to look for another job. Well, November came, December came, and finally in January he said, F you, Ronnie. I'm not getting another job. You're just going to have to suck it up. You'll just have to not be able to do all the things you want to do. I'm not working. And you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink? Yeah. Try making a psychopath do something you want. They don't do anything that they don't want to. And so, like I said, every single time something happened, it was never his fault. Always everyone else's fault. And I'm gonna end this video now, number 4, and continue with number 5. See you then.